Hey, welcome back to Life with Paulette. Hope all is well with you guys. Happy Sunday. Today is one of those days, like I always start by saying, it's a blessed day, and we are grateful for today. We are breathing. Um, guys, I just want you all to know I have a lot to talk about this weekend because she been doing some things, adding extra stuff into her routine, and her body was not ready for it. Okay. So I want to just reframe my whole week worth of, you know, I would say progress and then a little bit of failure at the same time. And then we're going to just wrap it up into a nice little lesson that I've learned. And I just want to share it with you guys. So starting out this weekend, you all know that it was my fourth week of resetting my fitness and my health and getting back into it because I had fell off the wayside for a little bit and I needed to get back into it. So on Tuesday came up and I decided, you know what? I'm gonna just have a cookie. I told you guys the story in regards to the cookie thing. And then I went on, guys, with my big mouth, if you want to call it that. And I said, you know what? Because I fell short, I was going to go and add in an extra 2 days of workout and 10,000 steps, guys. So instead of 2 to 3 days worth of 10,000 steps, I added an extra 2 days onto that, guys. So when I tell you that my body felt like it was going to detach from itself, that's how my body felt. Okay. And then on top of that, I said, I'm going to just go ahead and work 2 extra days as well. So I worked out 6 days out of 7 this week. It started off really good. I was going all good, getting all in there. My friends was keeping me accountable at the same time. And then all of a sudden, you know, things started to happen because you're not as young as you used to. Your body decides what's going on and who's in charge. So right up to the middle of the week, I did my third workout. All of a sudden, guys, this aches and pains just starts to kick in. Ended up this weekend, yesterday, which was yesterday, I completed my task. So for those that's wondering, did Paulette complete her task? Did she went on and finish up what she said? I just want everybody to know, yes, I did. I sure did. I got 4 days, 4,000 and over 4,000 steps in. And then I actually got my 6 days out of 7 days of workout, which it seems good. I used to be able to do it back in the day, but that was when I was like, a few years younger. Now I'm a few years older now. So your body's going to, if you're not used to doing something like that, guys, I would not recommend you guys doing that. So I'm reframing right now, thinking about, reminiscing about what I did because today my whole body is talking to me. It's speaking languages that I've never even thought. I can't understand it. I just know that I need to be still because right now I'm not walking fast. I can't run at all. So if anything come after me, guys, that's it. She is gone. Okay. So I took a few, they told us to get some aminos and a lot of friends give a lot of recommendations. Or when it's not their body, they can give you all kind of recommendations. Eat pineapples. I had that. Drink water. I'm drinking water. They say make sure you get some aminos. I got some aminos. It's Oh, and then the other one was like, take some ibuprofen or something to help the swelling. So I did all of that, guys. And I'm here to tell you, this body is moving slowly, hopefully, surely, because tomorrow Monday is here and I need to get it back together again. So I just want to go over a few little things that been happening this weekend and what I've learned from those lessons. And one of them is to shift perspective. Even though back in the day I could get up and I could just run straight in and, do 7 days out of the week workout, throw a hike up in there and just, I was killing it. She ain't that young anymore. Okay. She got a few little bit of age and we want to be able to go at the pace of your age. Don't be trying to overdo it. That's one lesson that I've learned this week. Okay. So instead of saying, you know, why me and why my body got to do this, I need to understand what my body's trying to tell me and I need to follow suit with it. Otherwise, the consequences is tough. Okay. So every failure contains a hidden space or a little seed for growth. And my job is to water it. So right now, what I'm going to do for the following week, which starts tomorrow, my week again, I think I need to add a little bit more resting up in there. So I probably will do a Monday and a Tuesday consecutive, and then I'll probably rest a day in between and do again. It so far the last 3 weeks was working perfectly, but that darn cookie, I could tell you that. Hi, Ribble's name is Kenny. Kenny Cool. Hello, Kenny Cool. Welcome in. Hope all is well. Hi, everybody. My name is Paulette. Welcome to Life with Paulette. If you're in here, hit that like button. And if you're just passing through, guys, and you want to come back later, you could also subscribe. I really appreciate that. But yeah, we're just reminiscing on this week, what happened, my injury, and basically, I think I need to talk about it because we all, when we're going through things, and basically, you get to that point when your body is starting to talk to you and you're going through a bunch of aches and pains, we're going to talk about it because next week she ain't doing that again. I would not be doing 6 days a week intense workout. No way. No way, Jose. I'm not doing it. And I don't advise none of y'all to do it either. I should just stick with walking on a treadmill, walking outside in nature, which, by the way, I'm adding that in next week. So I'll be doing probably a hike and I'm going to skip a workout because I need to get back into nature at my pace without having to go and do too much. And, so I'm definitely going to shift my perspective this week and be able to adjust the sail on how my body is feeling. Today, if you tell me, Paula, are you going to work out today? It would be a big no. And y'all know I'm pretty quick with those no's. No, she ain't going nowhere today, and probably not even seeing much to do tomorrow, unless it's going to be me just walking on a treadmill for my 10,000 steps, because that's what I definitely going to get in for 2 to 3 days out of the week. So that would probably be a plus. And, my lesson number 2, a few tips that I think I'm going to add into this week is, whatever lesson I learned last week, I'm going to be able to extract the lesson. And that lesson is to try my best to set realistic goals. So extracting the lessons from last week is that it was not realistic to go and do 6 days out of the week intense workout. So this week, guys, what I'm going to shift on is that I'm going to extract that lesson, and I'm going to say I'm going to set smaller goal and hush my big mouth trying to get out there and just be overzealous, because yeah, it don't work. Okay. I can't just sit in salt water 24/7 for the next week or two. I cannot afford to sit down. Okay. I need to be movable. I need to get out there and get things together. So that's where I'm at today. I know that I'm supposed to come on normally at 11:30. I came on half an hour early today for those that's just coming in, just because some days, I'll be on 11. Some days it's going to be 11:30, or depending on what's going on at the house. And today I need to go sleep. Okay. I'm feeling a little bit extra, like, so I need to go sleep because tomorrow is going to be another day. And my friends are already, that accountability little peanut gallery that I have, they already started to text like, okay, so I guess you're not going to go hiking. You remember that hiking that you had all of us convinced that you were going to go on. So I guess you're not going to be ready for Tuesday. And they're like giving me all these, so I just want y'all to know that I'll be there. I'm definitely going to be there ready for Tuesday, just not today. Okay. So that's one thing that I've learned so far that I'm going to adjust for this week coming. Detach my identity from the failure. It happens to anybody. We all have big mouths. We all go out there and say we're going to do something, and all of a sudden we cannot accomplish it. It's a failure. But instead of looking at it as a failure, you just adjust your sail, and that don't define you. You may not finish what you said you was going to do, and even if you did what you say it's going to do, it don't mean, and you failed at it, it don't mean that that's going to define you. You still have another week to start all over again and just do it right. I like to go into my health and fitness, and when I get into my health and fitness, I am not having all these aches and pains, is because I overdid it. So my body, can I handle a little tough here and tough there? Yes, I can. But the problem is that I overdid it because of that cookie. So I'm gonna stop. This is the last day I'm gonna talk about the cookie. I'm not gonna have no cookie or add anything extra into my health and fitness that I shouldn't have. I'm gonna work a little bit better on making better choices this week so I don't have to overdo it with my overzealous mouth. Okay. And I'm gonna practice gratitude because regardless of the decision that I made, I can say today that I'm still grateful. It could have been worse, guys, because I had an attack before when it came to those jump tucks. For those that know working out and doing all this crazy insanity, when you're doing your jump tucks, you jump tuck and all of a sudden you come down and twist something and you're out. Okay. So at least I'm not walking like a crab, meaning sideways because I can't go frontwards. I'm still movable, but I can feel my body telling me that I showed off a little bit too much and I should adjust a little bit better for next week. Okay. So for those that's on their fitness journey, don't overdo it. Lesson learned. I'm telling you, lesson learned, don't overdo it. Listen to your body. And if your body is telling you, hey, I don't think you should do anything the following day, you don't have nothing to prove to nobody. You just go and do as your body is telling you to do. You know when to stop. And that was my issue. I did not know when to stop. I didn't stop. I just kept going. So I'm letting you guys know. Lesson number 4 is to make sure that you are grateful for the day that you're in. And tomorrow, if you wake up again, you be grateful for that day too, but make sure that you're listening to your body. If you have injuries prior, make sure that you're not doing anything to try and, we don't need no extra inflammations up in there. Okay. And number 5 would be to turn it into action. So one small change I can do tomorrow is to not lift as heavy as I did last week, not turn around and do consecutively 6 days a week intense workout, try to spread them out like I was doing the following 3 weeks prior before to this week that I overdid it. And that will be something that I could turn into action and is doable. So just to let you all know, that was the beginning of my week. That's the little rant I wanted to go on because now I have to slow down, way down in my fitness journey and not go as intense, which I shouldn't have been doing all those jump tucks in the first place and burpees. Who invented burpees, by the way? Who did that? I mean, whoever invented burpees, I would like to just have a conversation with them. Okay. I definitely would like to do that because whoever did that, that makes no sense. You jumping down the floor, you're sprawling down, you're jumping back up, you tucking, and you're jumping back down. It's crazy. So don't do it. So this little, how many minutes is this? So 13 minutes rant. That was just, I want to get that out of the way because right now, the reason I came on the 30 minutes earlier was because she needs some rest. Okay. That was one of the reasons that I came on. And, at the end of the day, here we go. Let me see. Let me see what's going on here. Give me 1 second, guys. I have to figure out how to move and do this. This is something else I could tell you all that. We definitely have to figure out how to do things on this as we go. So, yeah, there we are. So, by the way, that's what I was saying. So yeah, that was my little rant. And by the way, because my body was talking to me, family members was telling me, why are you pushing yourself so hard, Paulette? You should be able to slow down a little bit. And I had to check myself, because sometimes people will tell you, sometimes your family members, friends, your surroundings will tell you, hey, Paulette, you may need to think about or reconsider, what you're doing. I think you're doing a little bit too much. You need to slow down. They give you the nice little hint, but sometimes I've noticed that I can be teachable And sometimes, girl, she can be a bullhead. Okay. So the funny thing today is, y'all know that I've been reading. This is John Maxwell. So this is my book for this month. I'm finishing up, plus my personality plus. But this one is Maxwell Daily Reader. So there's a whole 365 days. And every day they will tell you, like they'll make you read a little, just sort of small little lessons and stuff of what's that day entail. And today when I open it up, guys, it told me that I should take a little, like, ask myself a few questions. And this one was, am I a teachable person? Now, mind you, I didn't even know that I was going through all of this scenario here. I honestly, this book didn't know that that I injured myself. It didn't know nothing. But then yet, because of my hard headed, I came in, and when I popped it open this morning and I was reading it, it said, "Ask yourself, am I really teachable?" And I was like, "Oh, you're talking to me? You're talking to me?" So as I'm asking the questions to myself, I'm going to respond to the best of my ability. And I would like to ask you guys as well. Hello, Cover Naturals. How are you? Welcome in, sister. Girl, your sister. I had a whole little rant at the beginning, but if you're coming in now, I'm on the second part, but not ranting. Not a bad rant, actually. It was just, I pushed myself a little bit too hard this week, and I end up with a little bit of injury here and there. So my body is like talking to me in real time. And I came on a little bit earlier today because I said I needed to rest myself so that I can go into um so that I can basically, just go and rest, because sometimes you just need to take yourself out of certain things, rest, and then you come back when you're all rested. So right now I am needing to sleep a little bit, she a little bit overly tired, but I still came on here because I owed you guys my Sunday 11:30 little chit chats. Let's talk with Paulette, and that's why I'm here. So to get you guys up to speed, you can go back and listen into the other 5 little questions that I had to recheck myself, reset myself for this week, and not repeat again, which is 6 days out of the week working out hardcore. Not me anymore, girl. This girl have a year extra age on her, so I can't keep up with the old mental Paulette from a few years ago that used to be doing a whole bunch of stuff 7 days a week. I can't do that anymore. Okay, this body is like, we ain't killing it. You're killing me, Paulette. So I won't be doing that, and I will try my best to make better choices this week, actually, not this year, this week, because last week, because of that cookie, I end up adding on 6 days out of the week workout. My body's exhausted. I'm sleepy. I'm tired. Plus, I did, instead of 2 days, 10,000 step and over, I did 4 days, guys. So yeah, she needs to get herself together. Okay. So 6 days out of the week, you may not hear that from me for a long time. Okay. We're doing our little 3 to 4 days out of the week, and we're going to be doing most of that on the treadmill. Okay. Just to give you guys update on what happened back then. Hello, Sister Tanya. That's what happened last week. So I'm just bringing you guys up to speed. So that way you'll be like, oh, she been on for 19 minutes. I wonder what she was talking about. Nothing. Talking about my little aches and pain and how old I'm getting now. My body is just talking to me and making sure that I know how old I am, so I don't be doing all that crazy stuff again. So anyway, now the second set, I want to tell you guys, I was reading the John Maxwell book for those who are just coming in. And when I open it up, because I did not listen to my body, I didn't listen to nobody when they were talking to me last week, telling me that I was pushing it too much. Your family, your friends will tell you, hey, girl, I think you're doing a little bit too much, but I just needed to come on and make sure that I had knocked out all that extra cookie that I had that I shouldn't have. All right. So I pull open my book, and the book for today, August 24th, is telling me, Paulette, ask yourself, am I really teachable? Maybe not. If you compare me to last week, I'm probably not teachable at all. Okay. So I'm going to ask these 10 questions, guys. And the whole thing is, when I'm reading the questions to you guys, I want you guys to answer them yourself. And the first no that you receive, stop. Okay. And then you're going to put in the comments what number you stayed on out of 10. If you stopped at 3, if you stopped at 4, just put your number in the comment, because I think this is really good for us, especially us that, we know everything, and nobody can tell us nothing because we know everything. So it's a wake up call. So if you get one no out of the 10 questions that I'm reading here, that means that you have room to grow as well. So I know I'm not alone. So question number 1, am I open to others' ideas? That's a question. Are you open to others' idea? And I'm going to not secretly, but I'm going to check mine soon down. And you could either you just drop your number wherever you stop off. And at the end, I'll give you my number. Am I open to other people ideas? And I'm going to say yes, I am open to other people idea. Just because as a marketing and business management background, sometimes you're not the smartest thing in the room. Sometimes the new bloods that's coming into your area, they can bring some fresh ideas, and it's always good to listen. So I'm going to take it like, yes, I'm open to others' ideas that can probably be definitely better than mine, and I'll consider. Okay. Number 2, do I listen more than I talk? Well, y'all know I'm gonna stop right here. Well, business wise, yes. Business wise, I will stay there. But if I'm in more of a more like family or people that I really care about, that I'm comfortable, then it will be sometimes, not all the time. Okay. Sometimes. Most of the time, I probably mute myself, but sometimes I definitely don't listen more than I should. Okay. Number 3, am I open to changing my opinions based on new information? And I will say yes, I am open. Like I mentioned to you guys, some people have some folks have better ideas than others, don't based on the experience. It's sometimes just the freshness also gives better perspectives. Okay. Number 4, do I observe before acting on a situation? And I'll say, to me, yes, I do observe. I do observe. Now that I've grown a little bit more older, I'm a little bit slower when it comes to speaking. I can and just let it all come into play. That's been my tactic for a long time. So I would say, yeah. Do I ask questions all the time? I'm obnoxious with asking questions. So number 6 will be, do you ask questions? And answer this. Let me know. At the end, then you could drop your number. Am I willing to ask questions that will expose my ignorance? Yes, because sometimes you just don't know. So I'll prefer to be ignorant for a few seconds than for the rest of my life. That's how I see it. So yes, I'll ask questions. That's a yes. Am I open to doing things in a way I haven't done before? Yes, with good guidance, I'll definitely do something that I haven't done before, but I will have to be guided on how to do it. But I'll try it. I'll try new things. Am I willing to ask for directions all the time? If I'm driving somewhere, I'm lost, I pull over anybody and I'm asked questions. Hey, where is this? Where can I find this? Who's this person? Can you help me? I don't have no problem with asking for directions. And the last one, which is number 10, do I act defensive when criticized, or do I listen openly for the truth? When I'm criticized, I'm pretty much open. I as humans, nobody likes to be criticized. Nobody constructive criticism can be tough for many, but I've trained and working on training myself to stay humble and receive for the truth, so that way, you can just adjust yourself, and the way that there's people seeing it and the way that you respond, it was going to make the difference. So sometimes constructive criticism is really good and healthy if you receive it well. Not everybody is on the same level, but it's definitely something to practice for future, so that way you can grow. Some people needs to grow better in that area specifically than others, but it's definitely a great area for you to ponder on. So there are the 10 questions. If you got one no, I just want you to know that there's a whole lot of room for you to grow. So you guys' response to me is, did you all get any no, or all 10 was yes? And you're like perfectly teachable. Okay, I know I'm not the only one in here. So my honest one was to you guys is that, am I perfectly teachable? And because I did get one, maybe two, that was a little bit question mark there, I would say that no, I still have room to grow. I'm not teachable as I should. Okay, because there was a few questions in there that I need to work on. We're not perfect, but it's good to ask certain questions like these, because you get a chance to grow yourself, and nothing like growing self, working on self, making sure that you become a better individual for tomorrow, today, and better than yesterday. So at the end of the day, guys, hopefully you guys pass with 10 out of 10. Paulette did not get 10 out of 10, so I have a lot of room to grow when it comes to being teachable in that area specifically. Okay, let me go through the comments and see how everybody doing. Hello, Sister Tanya. I'm going to respond with you. Cover Natural, I'm waiting on your response, sister. You see, you're going to respond with me. Go ahead. Hello, darling. Come on now. Cover Naturals is laughing. Not no more. Yes, girl. Rest and restore. Thank you, Cover Natural. I appreciate that. Sister Tanya say, me too, Sister Paulette. That's why I did too much too soon. And that normally happens, Sister Tanya, where we bite off more than we could chew. Those overzealous eyes just jump in the mix. And then all of a sudden, oh my goodness, you're like, yeah, I could do that. I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. And then all of a sudden you think about it, it's like a high, everybody go on, they can do everything. Yeah, I could fly. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's time to fly. And you're like, I don't have any wings. I don't have a parachute. Like, how am I going to fly if I jump off this plane? So most of us sometimes our overzealousness or quick response can get us hang up. Okay. So at the end of the day, wow, Sister Tanya, definitely number 10. Oh, so you got one no. Okay. And Sister Tanya, so she got one no. Do I act defensive when criticized, or do I listen openly for the truth? Okay, so you got, according to what I'm reading, you said number 10 is where you stopped at. So you got one no. If you got one no, there's room to grow. I have I have a few in there that I need to grow on. And you got to be honest with yourself. You can't move forward if you're not honest with yourself. You might as well come on here and I said, guys, I am so teachable. I got 10 out of 10. I know everything that was read off there. I'm doing perfectly. That would be a lie. Why would you lie on a Sunday? Like, why would I want to go to hell? For what? I know for sure there's a few up in there that I need to tighten up, polish probably, and probably readjust to, because we're not perfect, but we're striving. And yes, guys, that's what I have for you guys today. Not sure, Sister Tanya. So you mentioned that you had that you're doing swimming. How was your swimming? Did you finish up? You mentioned that you did too much too soon. So I'm wondering, are you going to go back just to once a week? Or are you going to continue with your 3 days out of the week? Are you going to do your 2 days out of the week? How was your body on the first time? I want to hear from you, Sister Tanya, when you went off there and you jumped onto something new, started something new, fell in love with it, went through with it. How are you feeling now that you made that decision? Did you feel like you said you did too much? So I'm assuming you probably adjusted a few days. Or are you going to keep and push through to the 3 days out of the week? So whenever you get a chance. Yeah, I was a little sick but I'm coming along better. Oh, Sister Tanya, sorry to hear that. I hope you feel much better. This flu that's going around, guys, make sure that you are getting medicated correctly, getting your hydration going, getting those vitamin C's. Sometimes we take for granted how healthy we are. And then once those moments hit us where, a little flu come in because our body, we're not resting, we're not sleeping appropriately, and all of that can cause injuries. So make sure you're taking care of yourself. Sister Tanya said, I'm going to lower it to only 2 times a week. Well, that's awesome, sister. That's still good. 2 times a week is still good, Sister Tanya. So you go on there and you get it all together. That's good, sister. One day, then you go into 2 days. And then eventually, once you add on, then you can do a 3 days farther along. Get adjusted and acclimated to the 1 day, maybe 2 days. When you see yourself like, okay, I got this like a piece of cake, then you could go ahead, not cake. That's a bad example. Like, like butter, not butter either. Oh, you see, I'm not even, I see how my mind is always on something that I shouldn't be eating. But like water, if you could run through it like water and it becomes very easy for you, then you could add something on. Don't do what I did. Okay. I started off on my weight class this week. And I was doing 15s for my squats, like, trying to get your body, which would be 30, 50. That would be 30s. I was lifting 30s. And then all of a sudden, guys, I got so big headed and so overly into myself after the cookie that I had that I shouldn't have had. And I was doing so good with my workouts that I ended up adding on 120 pounds. So that's what I squatted. I started, imagine you starting off at 30, then all of a sudden, before the end of the week comes twice, you ended up doing 120. Who does that? Guys, my lower back, it's just like, it's on fire. I can still feel because you're squatting, you're getting down, getting those deep squats in, and then all of a sudden, guys, now today I'm hurting. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Would I do it next week again? No, I'm going back to my low 30s. I can't. The 120s was a bit too much, too fast for me. And sometimes we just need to slow it down a little bit. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna slow it down and not try to do a little bit too much because after a while, who's suffering? Me. In the gym, everybody was like, oh my God, Paulette, you're doing 120. Wow. Wow. And you're feeling yourself. You felt like, yeah, that was me back in there. That's what I used to do when I was in the 20s. Like, I could have benched this or, when I squat, I could squat this amount and I'm getting up there. You're showing off. And guess what? The devil leaves right away. All of a sudden, the reality kicks in. You're in pain. And now my body is like, wait a minute. You done put me through too fast. So I need to react. And this is my reaction because I need to heal. Because I don't know what you're going to do next week, Paulette. So now Paulette is like, okay, I guess I need to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out now. So I won't be squatting to no 120s on my back. I ain't doing that. That's crazy. And if I do it, I ain't doing no deep squat either. It's going to be just a little tip, like, that's about it. Only need the quads to kick in. I don't need to grab the whole back from the back all the way down on those deep squats anymore. I'm not going to do that. So I need to make sure and turn all of that into action and still look at the gratitude part of it. Look at the bright side of it. Yes, I overdid it. And now I'm coming here to let y'all know that I shouldn't have done it. And even though I did it already and it's already done, there's consequences. So my consequences for this weekend, I was sore. And now I gotta rebuild my body back. I need to reconstruct. I'm drinking water, drinking aminos, getting pineapples because they say pineapple is good for inflammation. And I'm just going through it. So that's about it, sister. That's about it, guys. Hopefully you guys had a better weekend, less overzealous than I did. And next week, what am I going to do differently? I'm going to just bait it down instead of 6 days. I'm going to continue with my 3 to 4 days out of the week. And, when it comes to my 10,000 steps, I'm just going to do them 2 to 3 days out of the week, like I was normally doing them. They've been working fine. I'm making healthier choices, so that works. So when it comes to my health and fitness, guys, I am definitely serious this time. I'm focused. So when you start seeing me getting all, you're going to know she be shedding. Okay. Yes, she's gonna be shedding. It's gonna be more intentional this time when it comes to my workout, when it comes to getting back into the game. And my accountability team is on point. We are connected. They make sure they keep me on it, and we stay accountable on a daily basis. So like tomorrow, everybody's going to check in. If I'm not going to go to one gym, I'm going to go to the other gym. So, we just communicate, and we help each other out. On Tuesdays, I don't know yet quite what hike, maybe a hike with waterfall. If it rains today, yesterday it did a little bit of raining. Waterfall hikes is really nice, especially if there's signal. I will show you guys our waterfall hikes. And basically, take you all on a little bit of experience where Paulette love outdoors. I love nature. So my health and fitness, I'm adding back in nature. You all go see all my nice little Hawaii views. Some of the hikes I did like 2 or 3 times. I'm going to just redo a lot of them because you guys have not seen them. If you guys are on Instagram, you can follow my Paulette Fit Lifestyle on Instagram. Yeah, go find it out there, and then you can see all my like nearly 40 different hikes that I've done with all the nice views and pictures. Because I like to make collages when I do a hike. I like to do a nice little collage, just like a little memorabilia, and that way you guys can get a chance to see that I was not just I was doing, okay, not just talking it. I was doing it. But I need to get back into it. So I'm adding hiking starting. I'm gonna start off with once a month to add a nature somewhere that we're gonna do, and then eventually I'll do it how I used to do it back there, which is like every weekend I would do a different hike just to keep your body, you know, all used to it and getting into it. So that way, if you do have a cookie, it will just burn right off because your body is still burning. But yeah, guys, that's what I have for you guys. I'm going to celebrate efforts and not just focus on the results, but the effort, the little bit efforts that you put into your workouts, to your routines, guys, that makes a big difference. So, Sister Tanya, you mentioned that you're going to do your 2 days out of the week for sure. And I'm so happy for you. Congratulations to you. Those little baby steps that you are making, that's where you're going to see big results. And surround yourself with encouragers, people that's going to push you positively, though, to make sure that you're not going to harm yourself or hurting yourself with whatever activities that you're doing. Just stay around encouragers, people that's going to uplift you, people that's going to keep you accountable in a positive way. And like I mentioned too, is keep a lesson learned journal. So my lesson learned journal, I like to do a lot of, I have my books that I write stuff down in. So my lesson for this week, what I've learned last week, is not to overdo it or push myself too much when it comes to my health and fitness. Do what my body is telling me. And if I add on to it, don't add on a whole, you know, bunch of extra weight. If I was lifting and doing my 30s, I should have just added extra fives or tens instead of going up to 120. So make baby step. You could adjust, get your learning lesson journals, the things that you did prior and didn't work, that could be in your journal. So Sister Tanya, for you, your lesson journal will be, you started off on 3 days, and then your lesson that you learned was a little bit too much for the beginning. You could probably do a third day further along in the month or the year, or probably start next year with a new goal. You never know. The next few months from here, you probably will be like, Paulette, we're doing three days out of the week. And you never know. So don't try to push just to try to, you're not trying to prove a point to nobody but yourself. So that's why you take it easy on yourself, love on yourself. Don't try to harm yourself or do things that's going to hurt yourself. Don't be a Paulette, okay? Go out there doing 6 days out of the week, strenuous workout. Now my body is telling me I ain't moving the way you want me to move for the next couple of days because I need to replenish it. I need to add in there. By the way, I did all of that with not the amount of water that I should have been taking. So my muscles just cramped on me. And by the time I added my aminos in there and got in all the anti-inflammatories, drinks and stuff, it was already too late because proper prior planning prevents poor performance. And because I did not do it priorly, the consequences is I'm all stiff up right now. Okay. It's like, yeah. Okay, so lots of water. Make sure that you're drinking. If you're adding extra activities into your workouts, make sure that you're getting at least a gallon of water a day. Is definitely going to help keep those muscles flexible, and it's going to just push out all the extra toxins that your body don't need. And yeah, so learn from me. Don't try to work out crazy and not get all your water intake. Do better choices. Pre-prep your meal. I am not a pre-prep person. My brains don't function like that. I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe that's why it takes longer for me to even start seeing results, because I'm like, okay, this is what's in my head. I have a bulk of this. I make a bulk of vegetables. I take out a little bit each time and I move around my way. Some folks I have a friends in the gym as well, that they're very focused. They're every weekend, like right now, they send me pictures on all the nice little vegetables. They have the little thing, they take the fruits out. My body, when I took my genetic testing for my body, I need a little bit of everything. I need the carbs, I need a little bit of the fats, healthy fats, I need protein. When you take the carbs out of my routine, my genetic testing, it's not balanced. I need a balance all the way across. Some folks' body can work like with keto and work with all these different other new little lifestyles. But for me, I'm pretty much like a paleo type of person, probably paleo, probably a vegetarian, not vegan. I can't do vegan. No, no, no way. I can't. I tried it for a year, but it's a lot of work, guys, and you want to lose the weight. I wanted to lose the weight, and I was a protein person, so I was eating too much meat. So keto for me, because of the meat, I enjoyed keto, but keto was not for my body type. My body type need balance. So paleo worked better for me because I could have had like sweet potatoes, quinoa. I could have had all those like squash and those nice healthy carbs. So make sure when you're making your changes, guys, you're not harsh with your body. Listen to your body. When you're adding your workout routines up in there, guys, make sure that your workout routine start out slow. Don't go fast. Don't lift 120, 150, 225s. Start out small, and each week add a pound or two, maybe 5 pounds add on. Okay. Start 5 pound increments. Don't go no harsh just because you feel good right then. The consequences is it's dangerous and you could hurt yourself doing that. Okay. So take it easy, guys. Fitness, your health is a lifestyle, and the sooner we adapt into it, the better it will be for us. Okay. Don't rush it. Take it easy, and remember, reframe the negative and turn it into your positive. Okay. Oh, welcome back, Sister Tanya. Welcome back. No problem, sis. I'm getting ready to bring this to a close right now. I just wanted to talk to you guys in regards to your health and fitness, because I know that can be a little bit much sometime, and especially if you don't have a routine. And by the way, there's a sister from the truth that I think her name is from Modest Fit. She has a channel. She has a nice body in her skirts, and she head tie, and she be doing her thing, and she throws a lot of tips and tricks out there for, the people that's trying to start a workout routine, and, you're on your holiness walk and stuff like that. I highly recommend her channel for you all to go and look at. It's Modest Fit, and or Modest Fitness, if I'm not mistaken, one of those. But I think she does a great job of breaking down. She even show you some meal plans that she eat, and basically her body is chiseled. I can only imagine, the time and effort that she put into, you know, doing a little bit each day, and now she's at her weight, look spot that she wants to be at, and it works for her, and she shares great information. So I will highly recommend her channel for you guys to go over there if you want to start your workout routine or want to get your nutrition down. I wish she would do more of those type of, especially the nutrition part videos. It would be awesome because it will give everybody a little bit of, options that they can try, or it would be awesome. I'm looking her channel, like I say, Modest Fit or Modest Fitness, one of those it is. And she will post a video. I'm not sure if it's once a week or once every other week, but when she does post, she'll show you routines that she used right in her home, and yes, she does wear her skirt and she wear her head tie. She does her little modest thing, but through those shirts, you can see that nice little cut that she has there. So I'm like, yes, sister, go ahead, sister, share the info with us, so highly recommend that. Just wanted to share regards to health and fitness. Go out there, get to moving, guys. Don't stay there sitting down watching me on the couch. You make sure you're getting your little steps in. If you're not a gym person, right in your house, go up and down the steps 10 times, you'll be good to go. Or go to the pool like Sister Tanya. Go to the pool 2 to 3 days out of the week and get your body moving, because the older we get, guys, we don't want to stay all stiff. We want to be able to move around, or at least get around independently, So long story short, get to moving. That should be a nice little title today. Get to moving. Don't overdo it. Get to moving. I don't know. I'll figure something out. But anyway, guys, that's all I have for you guys today. Hope all is well. I'm still under recovery, and I hope that by tomorrow it would all be normal again, so I can start more sensible routines instead of the crazy one I did last week. Okay. With that, I'm done, and I will see you guys on the next one. Like I said, it is the 24th of the month, guys. By October 7th, I will go back to my normal routines of 3 days, which is Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays. We normally have our little, talking with Paulette. Sometimes I have a topic. Like today, I just wanted to reminisce on my week, because it's definitely important to me to hear as I'm talking to you guys on things that I need to adjust and do better. And I know everybody else need to adjust here and there too. You could tweak, and we could tweak together, right? So that's all it was. What else I was going to tell you guys? So yeah, normally by the October, I will be going back to normal Tuesday, Thursdays, and and Sundays. And in between those days, I'll come on and do like a shmoney talk. I know I had it for Saturdays, but some Saturdays it's a hit and miss for me. Like this Saturday, my body said, nope, you ain't doing it. So I didn't do it, and I had other things to do. So Saturdays, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. So in between on my normal routine, I will go back and pick a day out of the week that I don't come on to do a shmoney talk. Okay. And that's how you can create extra income on the side of what you're currently doing. With that, I am totally done, and I'll see you on the next one. Love you. Bye. Deuces.